So again, we're going to make a program that takes a series of words and turns them backwards. I'm going to save it in my advanced programming folder in chapter 6. So I think all we're going to need for this is a button and a label. So we'll click the button to start, and then we'll put our backwards sentence in the label when we're done. All right. So the way I wanted to structure this was using a while loop so that the user can enter any number of words. Then they would indicate when they're done. Because we're gonna do them one at a time, each word one at a time, so they can construct a sentence of however long they want. So we'll need, let's see, we'll need a variable that's going to hold on to our words, like the full sentence, and then we'll need a variable that holds on to an individual word. So let's make those. We'll need some sort of notification that the user's done entering words. So, we can just use the word end in like capital letters or something like that. So you can use any kind of while loop or do until loop that you want. I'm going to go do loop until, I think. So standard procedure here would be like loop until word equals end. Although I want to try something else real quick here, just for practice. I want to see if we can use compare to accomplish the same thing. It's not easy, just purely for the sake of practice. How would you use compare to accomplish the same thing? I want to use the compare function. What do we think? Yeah, we'll check to see if the output of the compare function is 0. So I'm not sure what you're talking about with 3 times though. Oh, well, we can use the whole. We can just use the whole word. We don't have to do 3 different statements. So if I use compare here, no? Is this not a thing anymore? There it is, string.compare. You do have to put string in front. I knew it. Silly book. String compare. All right. Apparently there's 10 different versions of compare. Looks like we'll be using the second one, or that's the one that's in the book is the second one. So you've got string A, string B, and then whether or not you want to ignore the case. Okay. So what are our 2 strings that we're going to be comparing? Word, end. And since I'm kind of specifically doing uppercase end, just in case they have the word, like the regular word end in their sentence that they wanted to do backwards, I would want to make ignore case true or false. False. I do want to pay attention to case, so I will not ignore the case. So loop until this compare, and then Lynn had it correctly there. We're going to loop until that equals 0. Remember, compare returns a number, and if that number is 0, that means that those two things were the same. So then inside the loop, we'll get a word. I'll just use an input box. And then we got to think about how we're going to go about getting this word turned around. So I think we're going to need a third string variable here that is going to store our backwards word. Ha, get it? That's funny. You know it's funny. I mean, maybe not ha funny. Oh yeah, I did. Yep. Okay, so again, we're going to take each character of this word and one at a time fill our backward with those characters, starting from the end. So I'm going to run a for loop. You can use I as your counter. And where do we say we're going to start I at? Word.length -1. So then what are we going to count to? 0. And this isn't going to work unless we do what? Step -1. Very good. To count backwards, you have to step -1. Okay, so for each iteration through the loop, I want to grab a character from word and put it in backward. Okay. So I would want to do something like backward equals backward joined with whatever the current character is that I'm going to grab. How do I grab a character from a word? There's two ways you can do it. Sorry? Yep, substring and char. Those are the two. Good. I don't know. I prefer char just because that's what it's made for, is grabbing a character. But whatever, you can use substring. So let's see, what would that look like then? So what number am I going to put in here? Use our counter. Okay. So I think that should do it. Any other considerations for turning the word backward? So then after we turn the word backwards, that's what this loop is going to do. I'm going to be doing this over and over again. So we have a nested for loop here. This for loop is inside another loop whose job is to get each word. So after I turn that word backwards, I'm going to need to do something here. We will join our new backwards word with the rest of the sentence. Now, if you wanted to also build the sentence backwards, that would be really, really easy to do by manipulating this line of code. All you'd have to do is switch sentence and backward, and it would put the word in front of the sentence. And so you'd be building the sentence backwards as well. Does that kind of make sense? Instead of joining it to the end, you join it in front. So, it's up to you. I don't really care. Okay, so then after that's all over, we'll output our results to our label. All right, let's see if it works. Hi, my name is Mr. Gentry. Oh no. Oh no. So what do you see here? Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It adds on progressively. So what did I forget to do? So because I have hi and then hi my and then hi my name and then hi my name is and so on. It is doing it progressively. What did I forget to do? Sorry, Grace? Yes, I forgot to clear backward after I was done. Anytime you join on to something like that, you have to remember to basically delete what was there before you start again. Then I also I want some spaces in here, so I'm going to join a space after each word. But our loop worked. Our compare statement worked. Try that again. The crow flies at midnight. So one other thing I don't really care for there. Yeah, it has the word end in there, which is kind of dumb. So how do we fix that? I don't want to include the word end. Like remove it from the sentence. Ooh, I like that. That's good practice using our remove statement. Good call on that one. All right, so sentence dot remove. So remember, remove is going to return a new string, which we're just going to store in the label. So instead of storing it as the sentence itself. So remove, So remove has a start number and then a number of characters. So of course the number of characters we're going to remove is 3. Ooh, but where are we going to start removing? Chase? Ooh, I think you're onto something there. All right, sentence dot length minus 4. Or is it minus 3? Let's see. Let's try it. So if my sentence was hi there, and then it had the word end on the end. Too many. Let's just do that. All right, so the length of this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 plus 3 plus 1, 9. So 9 minus 4 would be 5. So 0,